Alright, so I'm at Walmart getting some storage solutions for my craft room. And I just have a question for y'all. At what age am I allowed to wear muumuus? Like, they just have all these muumuus here and I just need to know. Like, when is it okay for me to start wearing these? Welcome to part 3 of my craft room makeover series. I now apparently am a muumuu wearer. Alright, so we have come to my favorite thrift store to see if we can find some creative storage solutions. And look how cute these little milk glasses are. $2 each, but I think they're having a sale today, so I think they're gonna be even less. That was a very successful trip to my local thrift store, and I was actually able to find few storage items, but possibly the best thing that I got was I just got 5 bags of jewelry. Broken jewelry, mismatched jewelry, beautiful, beautiful costume jewelry that was maybe missing one rhinestone so they don't sell it. I make my Christmas decorations with it, but then I also have another project for my craft room that I will be sharing in just a couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. So today I am on the hunt for some creative storage solutions. I like to use a variety of things to store my craft supplies. I want my storage containers to be just as exciting and fun as the supplies that are inside of them. Now, that doesn't always work out, but if I can find fun little funky antiques, I love including those in my space. I am constantly going to yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, antique shops. I love going to flea markets, any place that's gonna have something unique that you're not going to see everywhere. They seriously have the cutest things ever. I also really like to challenge myself and try to find a different purpose for things. I really like to think outside of the box when it comes to storing my craft supplies. A little later, I'll share exactly what I got from the stores today. So Corey found me a good budget option for underneath my stairs. We're gonna try this LED flex light. All right, so I'm thinking this guy might be my solution for all of my outgoing packages, and I can move it around. Okay, so I'm back from my shopping excursion and it is time to get to cleaning. I got a new shop vac. So actually, Corey was very wise and told me, because at first I was gonna get a stick vac, and then he was like, well, a good one is about 200 bucks, or you can get a shop vac and you can suck up big pieces of things or wet things. So he's smart. He used his noodle. And what, this was like $54, I think, instead of paying $2, so
it was less than that.
It was a good deal.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we also got new lights. The inside of my closet, the under the stair closet, it's really dark, and instead of having him, he offered to mount a light, and I was like, there's a plug in there that I'm not using for anything else. Let's just try some rope lights. So we got these. So we're gonna see how these look. He's getting all the spiders for me. Yeah, it doesn't produce a ton of light, but I really like that this is an option, because before this was just a black hole back here. We couldn't see anything, so now I like this. So while Corey finishes in the closet, I am gonna put together the shelf that's gonna go in the closet, because now I've gotten some new things that I need to add to my craft room. But I'm not gonna be able to clear this floor unless I get some storage in that closet. So, time to build a shelf. He finished his task, so now he's gonna help me. Come, sweet boy. One. What do you think of my moo-moo?
I love it.
He likes my moo-moo. What?
Moo-moo mama.
Moo-moo mama? It's mama's moo-moo.
Good golly moo-moo. Watch your toes.
Yeah, they didn't send me gloves for my toes. I'm glad that you're doing all the work while I wear the gloves.
Or you're wearing the moo-moo.
I am wearing the moo-moo. Would you wear a man-moo?
Trademark.
That's right. The man-moo is mine. Nobody try to make the man-moo. I mean, think about how many men would love to wear this. I put my glove on backwards so I have 2 left hands. I really like these shelves. By the way, I will link everything that I share in the description. I always do. Just letting you know. Y'all, look at my closet. All of these candle vessels were in the middle of my floor, and now they are organized on the shelves. They are labeled so I can see them, and I still have all of this room in here to put additional things, which is incredible. Whew. It's been a busy day. Oh, and I have to show you the things that I found at the thrift stores and at the antique malls. Okay, are y'all ready to see some of the things that I found shopping? First up, I went to one of my favorite little thrift stores, and they had these little milk glass. They had them set up like they were glasses, but they look more like vases to me. They were marked as $2 each, and I bought 6 of them, and I asked the girl, since I'm buying 6, if I could get them for $1 each, and she said yes. So always ask, always ask. And so she gave me a fabulous deal on these, and I think they're gonna look so pretty with either like a collection of pins or maybe some of my knitting needles. So I'm excited to find a purpose for these. Also, while I was there, I mentioned that I always ask for broken costume jewelry, you know, single earrings, that sort of thing. So they gave me a ton of them. When I was at the antique store, I found these canisters, which I think are so cute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my focal pieces in this and my filler pieces in this, because I always have way more filler pieces than focal pieces. But I thought this would be a cute way to store them. And they're fun and they make me happy, so it's a win-win. Now, sometimes I will go into a store with like something specific in mind. And other times I'll go in and I will find something I love and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna use this for, but I need it in my life. And so this is one of those pieces. I found it. It actually has a little hole in the back so that I can hang it on the wall. And when I saw it, I was like, this just makes me happy and I need it. But originally I was just trying to rack my brain for what it would be good for. And then I realized I have all of these like little tester strips that you do when you're making candles. And so I just have them sitting in a jar on my counter, but they take up space. I'm constantly moving this jar. Now they're going to live with the birds. And this is gonna hang on my wall, and I'm just gonna grab the little tester strips from it, but it's cute and it makes me happy, and I just love things like this. The other thing that I found at the antique store, I mean, it kind of goes with my whole Moo theme, doesn't it? Is this not the most Golden Girls thing you've ever seen? These little mid-century modern flamingo bookends. And I think what I'm gonna do, I have a bunch of art books that I've just had in boxes because I didn't really have a place to store them in my old craft room that was basically a closet. But now in this room, I'm gonna have a place, so they will have a place of honor between the flamingos. The one thing that I had a specific need for and was trying to come up with something better was storage for my vinyl. I was on the hunt for a creative solution for this, and I found something very special at the antique store. For those of you who've been following along for a while, you know that this past Christmas, I hosted a trip to Asheville and did a whole vintage Christmas in Asheville trip with some of you special, wonderful, lovely people. And we had a blast. We made antique inspired ornaments. We went to the Grove Park Inn for the gingerbread competition and had hot cocoa by their tree and the giant fireplace. We went to, of course, the Biltmore to tour that gorgeous home with all the Christmas decorations. We stayed in these precious little A-frames and we had the best time. We seriously had the greatest trip ever. But one of the things on that trip that we learned about, the Biltmore had its own dairy. Like you could get Biltmore milk or cheese or butter. And so Biltmore dairy was a legit thing. And so you learn about that on the tour. And when I was at the antique shop, I found this wire milk crate. And instantly I was like, this is for my vinyl. Like it's perfect. It goes straight in. Each little vinyl has its own little spot. It was perfect. And so, I mean, I was looking at it and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I need. It will hold all of my vinyl and it's cute. But the kicker, y'all, the kicker of why this had to come home with me is because look, this is from Biltmore Dairy. Is that not incredible? I just think that is the coolest thing ever. Biltmore, North Carolina, Biltmore Dairy. So very excited. All of my vinyl will stand up in this. Cannot wait. That's my favorite part of this whole process. Like once all the junk is cleared, all the stations are kind of created, I love going in and organizing and zhuzhing, and not just organizing. Like I need it to be functional. Like I will never make something just pretty, just for the sake of being pretty. Like it actually has to serve a purpose. It has to be functional. But my favorite part is organizing and putting everything in its place and making it all nice and neat and making it work. Like when I finished my last craft room, it never, ever, ever got dirty again. Like it seriously stayed clean the entire time because everything had its place. And that's the key with organizing. If you come up with a system and everything has its place, then you don't ever have to worry because everything has a place to go. If you find yourself having things that don't have a place, that means you got to get rid of some stuff. So I'm trying to kind of come up with my systems, figure this all out. We still have a lot of work to do, but it's really fun. So it's nice having little victories, getting things done. I'm actually gonna order a couple more shelves for in there because having a place to put things is just, it's just so weight lifted, and I love it. So guys, that is it for this week. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Leave any questions, comments, concerns, all the things down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I know it makes people mad when others say that, but sometimes if you don't remind people, they just keep watching. But these things help so much. They really do. Y'all are the best. Go have a little me time, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.